Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to discuss about the SIP trunks troubleshooting. Like if there is any issue with the SIP trunk, how you can troubleshoot it, how you can approach it, like what would be the first step, second, third, and so on. So we'll discuss about these things or these steps in today's lecture. So first thing, you should know about what all are the SIP trunk components involved, right? So in order for a SIP trunk to function, there should be three different components which are typically involved. First is you can say local SBC, your SBC which is in your environment, then WAN connectivity, and then the remote SIP SBC or gateway you can say, right? So we'll discuss about these things in detail. So what is local SBC? I hope you must have an idea about session border controller, like how this SBC works, right? So let's give it in little bit detail. So this is the local gateway which accepts and sends calls across a SIP trunk, right? So your SBC, what it is doing, it is accepting the calls first and then it is sending the call across a SIP trunk. Like your session border controller is at the end. So every call which is coming from your CUCM at the end, it would go to your SBC, that is session border controller. And there, so it means that's why it is saying it accepts, that means it accepts the call from CUCM and sends call across a SIP trunk, and it will send the call to the SIP trunk as well. Like if you're a service provider, that is your PSTN or provider who is also using a SIP environment, so it will send the call on a SIP trunk to your service provider, right? And here it is saying in certain circumstances, an SBC might not be needed if there is not a lot of users at a remote site, or if the SIP trunk provider communicates with the same protocols that your phone system uses, right? And in that case, no protocol translation is needed, right? So I hope you understand this statement. If there's not a lot of users at a remote site, or your SIP trunk provider, that is your ISP, communicates with the same protocols that your phone system is using, then there is no protocol translation is needed, right? And then second thing you need to check, that is WAN connectivity. This is usually always provided as an internet connected link, right? This is where most all of the savings occur, or as you are not paying for a proprietary WAN connector that is designed for handling just voice calls. So I'm just going into the little bit about these things, and then I'll go a little bit deeper as well, like what all are the things you need to check in local SBC, in the WAN connectivity, remote SBC gateway, right? And what is remote SBC or remote SIP SBC or gateway? This is the SIP trunk provider system for receiving and handling the SIP calls that you send and receive. Like in this case, local session border controller, you accept the call from your CSM and sends call across a SIP trunk, and then it would receive it at the remote SBC gateway. This is SIP trunk provider system. It is receiving the call and handling the SIP call. Which call is handling? Handling the SIP calls that you send or receive. That means that your local session border controller sent and received, right? So let's go into it deeper. So generally there are two different kinds of problems which can occur with the SIP trunks. So one could be the call establishment problems, and then second would be the mid call problems. So what is call establishment problems? That means your calls are even not being established or received properly. What that means? That means it is not authorized, it is unauthorized. That's why you are getting a call establishment problems. And what is mid-call problems? So mid-call problem is whenever you are already on a call, like you are already connected with each other. Like there are two parties. We can say this is party A, this is party B. And there is already a media going on between these parties. Like party, this one is party A, let mention, and this one is party B, right? So already a media is going on between these two parties, A and B, and they are exchanging the packets as well. but in the middle of the call, that's why it is saying mid call problems. That means call is already established. There is no issue in the authorization or establishment. It is already established, but there is a problem in the mid of the call. And what could be the problem? That call have poor call quality, like, right? So you would be getting a poor call quality as well, and maybe there is a one-way audio as well, and maybe your call is getting dropped in the middle of that call, right? So these are the mid call problems, right? So how you can check it? So if we first talk about SIP trunk call establishment problems, what could be the problems of SIP call trunk call establishment, right? So we will discuss about these 3 points, but first let me just show it to you. This is party A, this is party B. This is just a normal messages of a SIP call actually. Here you can see there is an invite going on from party A to party B. Then there would be 100 trying, 180 ringing, 200 okay. And then there would be an acknowledgement from party A. That means in this acknowledgement, if this is delayed offer, that means all the SGP or all the codecs are negotiated here. If it is early offer, then media negotiation would be done on 200 okay. So I hope you must have idea about these normal basic call flow of SIP environment. If you do not have any idea about that, then please go and check my videos on the session initiation protocol. There are 3 lessons and there are 5 lessons as well. Both are different. So you can just go and check it out and study. And then you can come back on this video and then you can be you can be just check these things and then you will be able to troubleshoot it as well, right? So here you can say media is already established and then buy and 200 okay. This is a normal basic messages of a SIP call in which you just make a call to party B. You just talked, that would be under this media, and then one of the party just disconnect that call, that would be a buy. So in this case, party A disconnect the call. That's why there is a message origination from party A, and then there will be kind of an acknowledgement in 200 okay from party B, right? So let's discuss about this thing, SIP trunk call establishment problems. So you can see if there are problems with the calls being established, that means the problem is usually a configuration or authentication issue, right? If the authentication is not occurring, it might be with the local SBC or gateway, or it might be with the remote SBC or gateway, right? So maybe you have seen somewhere whenever you are making a call, you would be getting a message as 401 unauthorized, right? So message would be like 40 and 1. This would be the unauthorized message that would be coming if you're making a call from some party A to party B. If you're getting this message, that means there is an authentication issue, right? So authentication is not properly configured. That's why you are getting this 401 unauthorized message, right? Then you can say the problem may lie in the SIP handshake that occurs between these two devices, which we already discussed. It could be between, it may lie in the SIP handshake, which is occurring between two devices, that is party A and party B. And the best way to analyze this is to set up a packet capture between the two SBCs and watch the communications between the gateways to see if there is a communication error exchanged between the SBCs that might lead to a resolution. So what it is saying, what would be the best way to analyze it, like what would be the error and all, you should do the packet capture between the two SBCs, like your local SBC you can say and your remote SBC, because there are two SBCs and party A is connected to your local SBC and party B is connected to your remote SBC, right? So you need to do a packet capture between party A and party B. So you can't do a packet capture between the endpoints. You will do a packet capture between the, like on the SBCs, right? So you would do a packet cap because the call is like unauthorized thing is happening between those two SBCs. Your phone is nothing. Your phone is dumb actually. Your phone will not do anything, right? All the configuration you are doing, that is only on the SBCs or gateways, right? So you would do a packet capture between the two SBCs and then you can check the communication between the gateways. right? What you wanted to see there, if there is a communication error, if you get the communication error, that means it will always show a 401 unauthorized message on your SIP, right? And then from that communication error, which is exchanging between SBCs, you would be able to identify what would be the issue and what you need to do to overcome this situation, or what would you need to do to rectify this problem, right? From that packet capture, you would be coming to a resolution, right? Then, as you know, the SIP response codes are already well defined, so you will be able to understand each and every message easily. So these are already 6 messages, and I have already created a video for these SIP response codes, like what would be the options in 1xx, 2xx, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what is the error which are coming. I have already created one video on this one, like from 1xx till 6xx, right? So as it is written like just a normal thing, 1xx would be provisional responses, 2xx successful, redirection would be 3xx, client failure, that is 4xx. That's what I was talking about, 401 unauthorized, because it is in client failure response. That it is unauthorized, that's why it is failing, right? Then 5xx server failure, 6xx is global failure, right? So if you do not have any idea about these response codes, what those response code means, just go and check out my video on the response codes, or you can say that is lecture number 6. I actually uploaded before this video, so you can go and check it out, my videos on the SIP error message codes, right? And I will provide the link in description as well, or on the I button also. You would be able to find it easily, right? Second thing which is written over here is, if there is a packet loss that is preventing calls from being established. That means if party A is making a call to party B and some kind of packet is already lost in between, then also your call will not establish, it would show an error as well. So what it's saying, if there is a packet loss that is preventing calls from being established, your SIP will perform a limited number of retries before giving up. So it's not like if party A, which is running our SIP, is making a call to party B and that is not being established. So we are suspecting that there is a packet loss. So it doesn't mean that it will disconnect the call at that point of time. No, your SIP will perform retries for a limited number of times, right? That it is written, SIP will perform a limited number of retries before giving up. That means before disconnecting it. But the lost packets will be seen in the packet capture trace. So if you do a packet capture, then you would be able to see where is the packets lost and what all are the lost packets as well, right? So you can see all those things in the packet capture trace, right? And your packet loss troubleshooting is also same as trunk call quality problems, right? So now we are going to discuss about the SIP trunk call quality problems. What would be the SIP trunk call quality problems? I believe we already discussed about these local SBC, remote SBC, and network impairments. Now we are just discussing it in little bit detail, right? So call quality problems. What would be the call quality problems? That could be once your call is established, right? So call quality problems would be related to the, I can say, one-way audio issue, or it might be disconnecting in the middle, or your call is uh, audio is choppy or distorted, like these things. This is the call quality. Call quality, that means which is hampering your call, or like you are unable to hear the other party's person clear. You are unable to hear the um, other parties, I can say, you can't hear the voice of the other party clearly. So that means it might be a distorted voice, choppy voice, and garbled voice, like these things. That would be under the call quality problems, right? So let's just read it out. So quality problems are usually related to the calls that are established and may be fine for a short period of time. before issues start to occur, right? So it was working, but after couple of minutes or couple of seconds, it would like the issues would start to occur. And typically these quality problems relate to clipping of words. That means clipping of words, like that means the words are just divided it, or phrases, or entire missing words or phrases, like just I am saying hello, I'm doing fine, and other party is just listening hello, I am fine. Maybe that doing is lost, or maybe it's saying like this way. So this is like a choppy voice, distorted voice, and that means that's an issue with the voice calls or the calls, I can say, right? So now it's saying the transit nature of these sorts of problems can be related to. So these problems can be related to your local SBC limitations, that is local SBC resource limitation. So earlier we were discussing about what is local SBC gateway, what is remote SBC gateway. Now we are doing it like, if I am facing an issue with the call quality problems, then what I need to check? I need to check whether the local SBC resource are limited, limitations we need to check, remote SBC or gateway resources limited or not, and then network impairments, right? So let's discuss about it one by one. So what is local resource limitations? So you should need to monitor the you local SBC resources, right? So monitoring the local SBC for resource limitation is an important step, right? Just you just wanted to make sure that it is not causing any problems. And what all are the things you need to monitor? First, that would be CPU utilization, right? If it is going high, then it could cause problems. Free memory. If you can see the free memory is just like it's maybe it is showing in KBs or MBs, then it might be an issue with the call qualities. Sessions which are running, and interface utilization, and the packet loss, whether there is any packet loss or not on that particular local SBC, because we are discussing about local SBC resources here. So you need to check these things, whether CPU utilization is high or not, whether memory is free or not. You need to check the sessions, you need to check the utilization and the packet losses as well, right? And most of the time these can be monitored via SBC's on management software. What that means? That means if you are using Oracle's SBC or Sonos SBC or AudioCode's SBC, so they must be having something like in their management software where you can check this utility, free memory, sessions, utilization, and the packet loss, right? Like the same way you can check it on your laptop, on your machine, like whenever you go to task manager, you can check the CPU utilization, system memory, and all other things, all the things are running. So just in the same way, it should be something on their management software where you can check all these things, right? Then we have next thing, that is remote SBC or gateway resource limitations. What would be the limitations on the remote parties gateway? So most of the time remote SBC gateway means that is your ISP, that is your service provider's gateway. So you most of the time your ISP will not give you like a whole or access to their particular gateway so that you can check all these things. No, they won't give you the whole access. They might be giving you the access for a very limited things, but they will not give you the whole access. Let's read it out. So a SIP trunk provider may provide some visibility into their endpoint. So they will give you some visibility in their endpoints and ability to handle traffic. Usually they will prevent a customer from seeing too much. They don't want you to check all the things, because if something is goes down, they will not accept it. It's our issue and this and that. That's why they are not providing you a whole visibility to their endpoints, right? As it is written the same, as they never want to expose that they have problems when dealing with heavy loads, right? So most of the time, if there is like a very heavy load, like their CPU utilization, you can say is going over 90 or 95%, that means there is a very heavy traffic on their end. So that could cause the problems as well. So it might decrease it in future, like maybe it might decrease it in 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but for that period of time your calls will get hampered. And that's why they're not giving you the access on their endpoints and all, so that you can't see whether there is a heavy load or not. They will not accept at that particular point of time. right? They will just show you like, okay, we are going to check it, we are checking it, this and that and all. And meanwhile, like till the time they check, then the CPU utilization would be decreased and all calls will go fine, right? So the best piece of information you can gather on their performance is to measure when you have problems with them and how many calls your SBC has with them at any point of time as well. You can check this thing on your end, right? Then we have next thing, that is network impairments. So network impairments, this is typically the source of call quality problem. So most of the time it could be the source, because if it's on your end, as many issues can exist in the network elements involved between the SBCs. So what would be the problems? Your link, which is in between two SBCs, links can get overloaded and it is dropping the packets. That could be the source of that call quality issue, right? Then next thing, your devices can get overloaded and drop packets. So first, that is links can get overloaded. Second thing, devices can get overloaded. Devices like your gateway is getting overloaded. Links, which is in between the gateways, that link is getting overloaded. Like you have a maybe if you can just say you have 10 megabits of link and which is getting overloaded. So packets are getting dropped. That's why that there will be an issue in the call quality. Devices can get overloaded like your SBC, like or your gateway is getting overloaded and it is dropping the packets. Then we have load balancing and multiple route paths. It can also cause out of order packets. Out of order packet means if you are saying I am doing fine, but the other end party is just listening, doing fine am I or doing am fine I. That is out of order packets, right? That is out of order packets. So load balancing and multiple route paths, it can cause out of order packets. Next thing, that is route patterns can change. It can causing latency and jitter swings. So if route patterns can change, that would be causing latency and jitter, like these things as latency in the call or the jitter packets are coming as well. That means your call quality is compromised there, right? So this is all with the troubleshooting of SIP trunks. You need to check all these things if you want to troubleshoot it. Your local SBC gateway, your remote SBC gateway, your local SBC or gateway limitations, remote SBC gateway limitations, your network impairments, like whether link is getting overloaded, devices getting overloaded and dropping the package. You need to check all these things in order to troubleshoot everything, right? First, you need to check whether it is authorized or not, like establishing a call or not. If it is a mid-call problems, then you can check all these things, right? I hope you understand something from this video. Just let me know in the comment section if you have any queries, any doubts in this video or any other thing. Just let me know in the comment section. And if you want to schedule a time with me, then you can just schedule it by going to this topmate.io/Rohan_Vimani. And then you can just check it out, all these my memberships as well, which I'm providing, right? If you really like this video, then please hit like and share it with your friends and please subscribe it. And don't forget to press the bell icon so that you will receive notifications of all my upcoming videos. Thank you.